Vandeyam Shri Guru Shiyata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shirana Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidamscha Om Jnana Timarandasya Yanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gaurava Bhistam Supurakam Garaganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Vedanipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujvalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Bidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Premno Ibija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Sutranavananam Balarka Chilanshitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Vananam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Yasishwara Shridaram Manshakopatarubyasya Kripasindu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila chapter 6, the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Nomitam Gorachandram Ya Kutarka Karkashashayam Sarvabhaumam Sarvabhauma Bhakti Bhumanam Acharat. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Gaurachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who converted the hard-hearted Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the reservoir of all bad logic, into a great devotee. Jaya Jaya Gaurachandra, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktivedanta. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Aveshe Chalila Prabhu Jagannath Mandire Jagannath Deki Preme Hoila Astire. In ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went from Ataranala to the temple of Jagannath. After seeing Lord Jagannath, he became very restless due to love of Godhead. Jagannath Alingite Chalila Daya Mandire Parila Preme Avishtahaya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went swiftly to embrace Lord Jagannath, but when he entered the temple, he was so overwhelmed with love of Godhead that he fainted to the floor. Daive Sarvabhauma Tahake Koridarshan Paricha Marite Teho Koila Nivaran. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya happened to see him. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell down, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya happened to see him. When the watchman threatened to beat the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately forbade him. Prabhura Sundaryara Premera Vikar Deke Sarvabhauma Hoila Vishmita Apar. Because Mahaprabhu had been running towards Lord Jagannath with the idea that he would embrace him. And the watchman was threatening to beat the Lord, but Sarvabhauma stopped the watchman from doing that. Sarvabhauma Prabhu Rasundaryara Premara Vikar Deke Sarvabhauma Hoila Vishmita Apar. Daive Sarvabhauma Tahake Koredanashan Parichamarite Ho Koilan Nivaran Prabora Sondaryara Premara Vikar Deke Sarvabhauma Hoila Vishmita Apar. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very surprised to see the personal beauty of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as well as the transcendental transformations wrought on his body due to love of Godhead. Bahukane Chaitanya Nahe Bogara Kala Hoila Sarvabhauma Manitabe Ubaya Chintila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained unconscious for a long time. Meanwhile, the time for offering prasadam to Lord Jagannath came, and the Bhattacharya tried to think of a remedy. Sisha Paricha Dwara Prabhu Nila Bahaya Garyani Pavitrastane Rakila Shoyana. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was unconscious, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, with the help of the watchmen and some disciples, carried him to his home and laid him down in a very sanctified room. At that time, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya lived on the southern side of the Jagannath temple. His home was practically on the beach and was known as Markandeya Saraswata. At present it is used as the monastery of Ganga Mata. Shvasa Prashvasa Nahi Udara Spandan Dekiya Chintita Hoila Bhattacharya German. Examining the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma saw that his abdomen was not moving and that he was not breathing. Seeing his condition, the Bhattacharya became very anxious. Shukma Tula Ani Nasha Agrate Darila Isha Chalaye Tula Deki Darya Hoila. Sarvabhauma then took a fine cotton swab and put it before the Lord's nostrils. When he saw the cotton move very slightly, he became hopeful. Basi Bhattacharya Mane Korana Bichar E Krishna Mahapremer Satvika Vikar. Sitting beside Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought, this is a transcendental ecstatic transformation brought about by love of Krishna. Sudipta Satvika E Namaje Praloy Nitya Seda Bhakti Se Sudipta Bhava Hoy. Upon seeing the sign of Sudipta Sattvika, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya could immediately understand the transcendental ecstatic transformation in the body of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Such a sign takes place only in the bodies of eternally liberated devotees. Adiruda Bhavajara Tara Evikar Manushara Dehedeki Bhattachamatkar. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered the uncommon ecstatic symptoms of Adiruda Bhava appearing in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very wonderful. How are they possible in the body of a human being? Eta Chinti Bhattacharya Achena Basya Nityanandari Semadware Milila Asya. While the Bhattacharya was thinking in this way at his home, all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Nityananda Prabhu, approached the Simadwara, the entrance door of the temple. Dashune loke kohe anyonye bat ek sannyasi asi deki Jagannath. There the devotees heard the people talking about a mendicant or a sannyasi who had come to Jagannath Puri and seen the deity of Jagannath. Murchita hoy la cheta na hoy sharire Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Apanaragare. The people said that the sannyasi had fallen unconscious upon seeing the deity of Lord Jagannath because his consciousness did not return. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had taken him to his home. Shini Sabe Janila E Mahaprabhu Rakarya Inakali Ailatahan Gopinathacharya. Hearing this, the devotees could understand that they were speaking of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just then, Sri Gopinathacharya arrived. Nadiyan Nivasi Visharadera Jamata Mahaprabhu Bhaktateho Prabhu Tatvagyata. Gopinathacharya was a resident of Nadia, the son-in-law of Visharada and a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew the true identity of his lordship. Maheshwara Visharada was a classmate of Nilambar Chakravartis. He lived in the Nadia district in a village called Vidyanagar and had two sons named Madhusudana Vachaspati and Vasudeva Sarvabhauma. His son-in-law was Gopinathacharya. Mukunda Sahita Purve Ache Parichai Mukunda Dekiya Tara Hoila Vishmoy. Gopinathacharya had previously been acquainted with Mukunda Datta, and when the Acharya saw him at Jagannath Puri, he was very much astonished. Mukunda Tahare Deki Hoila Namaskar Teho Alingya Puche Prabhara Samachar. Mukunda Datta offered obeisances unto Gopinathacharya upon meeting him. Then the Acharya embraced Mukunda Datta and inquired about news of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mukunda Kohe Prabhur Ihan Hoilagamane Amisab Asijachi Mahaprabhu Sane. Mukunda Datta replied, "The Lord has already arrived here. We have come with him." Nityananda Gosai Ke Acharya Koila Namaskar Sabe Meli Puche Prabhur Varta Barbar. As soon as Gopinathacharya saw Nityananda Prabhu, he offered his obeisances unto him. In this way, meeting all the devotees, he asked about news of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again and again. Mukunda Kohe Mahaprabhu Sanyas Korea Nilachale Aila Sange Amasabaloya. Mukunda Datta continued, after accepting the sannyas order, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to Jagannath Puri and has brought all of us with him. Amasabachariyage Geladar Darshane Amisa Pache Island Tara Anveshane. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left our company and walked ahead to see Lord Jagannath. We have just arrived and are now looking for him. Anyonye lokera muke jekata shunila sarvabhauma grihe prabhu anumana koila. From the talk of the people in general, we have guessed that the Lord is now at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Ishvara Darshane Prabhu Premiya Chaitan Sarvabhauma Loyagela Apana Bhavan. Upon seeing Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic and fell unconscious, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken him to his home in this condition. Tomara milane jabe amar hoilaman daibe se kane pailun tomara darshan. Just as I was thinking of meeting you, by chance we have actually met. Chala sabe jai Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Prabhu deke pache koriba Ishvara darshan. First, let us all go to the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Later we shall come to see Lord Jagannath. Eta shuni gopina sabare loya Sarvabhauma gare gela harashita hoya. Hearing this and feeling very pleased, Gopinathacharya immediately took all the devotees with him and approached the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Stanagiya Prabhu Ke Dekila Prabhu Deke Acharjera Dukkha Harsha Hoila. Arriving at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everyone saw the Lord lying unconscious. Gopinathacharya became very unhappy to see him in this condition, but at the same time he was happy just to see the Lord. Sarvabhauma Janaya Saba Nila Abhyantare Nityananda Gosaire Teho Koila Namaskare. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya permitted all the devotees to enter his house, and upon seeing Nityananda Prabhu, the Bhattacharya offered him obeisances. Sabha Sahita Jata Jogya Korila Milan Prabhu Deke Savar Hoila Harashitaman. Sarvabhauma met with all the devotees and offered them a proper welcome. They were all pleased to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Pataila Sabha Darshana Korite Chandaneshwara Nijaputra Dila Sabar Sate. The Bhattacharya then sent them all back to see Lord Jagannath, and he asked his own son. The Bhattacharya then sent them all back to see Lord Jagannath, and he asked his own son Chandaneshwar to accompany them as a guide. Jagannath deke savar hoila nanda bhavete avishta hoila Prabhu Nityananda. Everyone was then very pleased to see the deity of Lord Jagannath. Lord Nityananda in particular was overwhelmed with ecstasy. Sabi mele dare tare sustera korila Ishvara Seva Kamala Prasada Anidila. When Lord Nityananda Prabhu nearly fainted, all the devotees caught him and steadied him. At that time, the priest of Lord Jagannath brought a garland that had been offered to the deity and offered it to Nityananda Prabhu. Prasad Paya Sabe Hoila Nandita Mane Punarapi Aila Sabe Mahaprabhurstane. Everyone was pleased to receive this garland worn by Lord Jagannath. Afterward, they all returned to the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying. Uche Kore Kore Sabe Nama Sankirtan Tatiya Prabhure Hoila Prabhura Chaitan. All the devotees then began to loudly chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Just before noon, the Lord regained his consciousness. Hunkara Koriya Ute Hari Hari Boli Anande Sarvabhauma Taro Loila Paraduli. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got up and very loudly chanted, Hari, Hari. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very pleased to see the Lord regain consciousness, and he took the dust of the Lord's lotus feet. Sarvabhauma Kohe Shigra Korahad Madhyana Mui Bikka Dimuache Maha Prasadana. The Bhattacharya informed all of them, please take your midday baths before. No, please, the Bhattacharya informed all of them, please take your midday baths immediately. Today I shall offer you Mahaprasadam, the remnants of food offered to Lord Jagannath. Samudra Snan Kore Mahaprabhu Shigra Aila Charana Pakad Ali Prabhu Samudra Snana Kore Mahaprabhu Shigraila Charana Pakali Prabhu Asane Basila. After bathing in the sea, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees returned very soon. The Lord then washed his feet and sat down on the carpet to take lunch. Bahuta Prasad Sarvabhauma Anaila Tave Mahaprabhu Suke Bhojana Korila. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya made arrangements to bring various kinds of Mahaprasadam from the Jagannath temple. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then accepted lunch with great happiness. Suvarna Talir Ana Uttama Vyanjan Bhaktagana Sange Prabhu Korana Bhojan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was offered special rice and first-class vegetables on golden plates. He thus took lunch in the company of his devotees. Sarvabhauma Pariveshan Korana Apane Prabhu Kohe Moredeha Lafra Vyanjane. While Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya personally distributed the prasadam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested him, please give me only some lafra vyanjana, very simple mixed boiled vegetable. Lafra vyanjana is a preparation in which many vegetables are boiled together and then a chunk or a chance is added, consisting of spices like cumin, black pepper, and mustard seed. Pitapana de hatumi iha sabakare tave varacharya kohe judi dui kore. You can offer the cakes. You can offer pitapana, which is the drinks and cakes. You can offer the cakes and preparations and drinks made with. You can offer the cakes and drinks to all the devotees. Hearing this, the Bhattacharya folded his hands and spoke as follows. Jagannath Kaiche Korijachen Bojan Ajisa Mahaprasad Kora Aswadan. Today, all of you, please try to taste the lunch just as Lord Jagannath accepted it. Etaboli Pitapana Saba Kaojaila Bika Karana Achaman Koraila. After saying this, he made them all eat the various pitapana, or various cakes and drink preparations. After feeding them, he offered them water to wash their hands, feet, and mouths. Agyamaga Gela Gopinatha Charja Geloya Prabhuvar Nikata Aila Bhojana Korinya. Begging permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then went with Gopinath Acharya to take lunch. After finishing their lunch, they returned to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Narayana Bole Namaskara Koila Krishna Mater Astu Bole Gosai Kohila. Offering his obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Namo Narayana. I offer my obeisances to Narayan. In return, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Krishna matirastu, let your attention be on Krishna. It is the etiquette among sannyasis, those on the fourth platform of spiritual life, to offer respects by saying, Om Namo Narayana. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Narayan. This greeting is used especially by Mayavadi sannyasis. According to the Smriti scriptures, a sannyasi should not expect anything from anyone, nor should he consider himself identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vaishnava sannyasis never think of themselves as being one with the Lord. They always consider themselves eternal servants of Krishna, and they want to see everyone in the world become Krishna conscious. For this reason, a Vaishnava sannyasi always offers his blessings to everyone, saying, Krishna matir astu, may you become Krishna conscious. Shuni Sarvabhauma mane vichara korila, Vaishnava sannyasi iho vachane janila. Hearing these words, Sarvabhauma understood Lord Chaitanya to be a Vaishnava sannyasi. Gopinatha Charjare Kohe Sarvabhauma Gosaire Janite Chahi Kahan Purvashrama. Sarvabhauma then said to Gopinathacharya, I want to know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's previous situation. In Purvashrama, what was he before he, or who was he before he took sannyas? The word Purvashrama refers to one's previous situation in life. Sometimes a person will accept a renounced order from householder life, and sometimes even from student brahmachari life. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wanted to know of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's previous situation as a householder. Gopinathacharya Kohe Navadip Begar Jagannath Nam Paravi Mishra Purandar. Gopinathacharya replied, there was a man named Jagannath who was a resident of Navadip and whose surname was Mishra Purandar. Vishvambara Nama Ihar Tare Iho Putra Nilambara Chakravatir Hoyena Dohidra. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the son of that Jagannath Mishra, and his former name was Vishvambar Mishra. He also happens to be the grandson of Nilambar Chakravarti. Sarvabhauma Kohe Nilambar Chakravarti Visharader Samadhyayi Etarakyati. The Bhattacharya said, Nilambar Chakravarti was a classmate of my father, Maheshwara Visharada. I knew him as such. Mishra Purandar Tara Manya Hena Jani Pitara Sambande Dohake Puja Koremani. Jagannath Mishra Purandar was respected by my father. Thus, because of their relationship with my father, I respect both Jagannath Mishra and Nilambar Chakravarti. Nadia Sambande Sarvabhauma Rishta Hoila Prita Hoya Gosaire Kohite Lagila. Hearing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu belonged to the Nadia district, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very pleased and addressed the Lord as follows. Sahaje Puja Tumi Arata Sanyas Ateva Hantomar Aminejadas. You are naturally respectable. Besides, you are sannyasi. Thus, I wish to become your personal servant. The sannyasi is always to be worshipped and offered all kinds of respect by the grihastas, householders. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was older than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma respected him as a sannyasi and as one who had attained the topmost platform of spiritual ecstasy. Thus, the Bhattacharya certainly accepted him as his master. Shuni Mahaprabhu Koila Sri Vishnu Smaran Bhattacharya Bhattacharya Kohekechu Vinaya Vachan. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard this from the Bhattacharya, he immediately remembered Lord Vishnu and began to speak humbly to him as follows. Tumi Jagat Guru Sarvaloka Hitagharta Vedanta Padao Sanyasira Upakarta. Because you are a teacher of Vedanta philosophy, you are the master of all the people in the world and their well-wisher as well. You are also the benefactor of all kinds of sannyasis. Because the Mayavadi sannyasis teach Vedanta philosophy to their students or disciples, they are customarily called Jagat Guru. This indicates that they are the benefactors of all people. Although Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not a sannyasi, but a householder, he used to invite all the sannyasis to his home and offer them prasadam. Thus he was accepted as the best well-wisher and friend of all the sannyasis. Ami balak sannyasi, banda manda nahi jani, tomara ashraya, nilun guru korimani. Ami balak sannyasi, banda manda nahi jani, tomara ashraya nilun guru korimani. I'm a young sannyasi and I actually have no knowledge of what is good and what is bad. Therefore I am taking shelter of you and accepting you as my spiritual master, or as my guru. Tomara sanga lage mora ihanagaman, sarva prakare koribe amaya palan. I've come here only to associate with you, and I am now taking shelter of you. Will you kindly maintain me in all respects? Ajije hoila amar bora I vapati taha hoite koile tume amara anyahati. The incident that happened today was a great obstacle for me, but you have kindly relieved me of it. Bhattacharya kohe ekale tumi najai hadarshane amara sange jabe kimba amara lokasane. The Bhattacharya replied, do not go alone to see the deity at the Jagannath temple. It is better that you go with me or my men. Prabhu kohe mandir bitarena jaiba garudera pasherohe darshana koriba. The Lord said, I shall never enter the temple, but shall always view the Lord from the side of the Garuda Stamba. The temple of the Stamba, or the figure of Garuda. Gopinatha Charjake Kohe Sarvabhauma Tumi Gosaire Loya Koraya Darshan. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then told Gopinatha Acharya, take Goswamiji and show him Lord Jagannath. Amar Matri Shvasa Griha Nirjana Stan Tahan Vasa Deha Kora Sarva Samadan. Also the apartment belonging to my maternal aunt is in a very solitary place. Make all arrangements for him to stay there. So Sarvabhauma also said, also the apartment belonging to my maternal aunt is in a very solitary place. Make all arrangements for him to stay there. Gopinath, Prabhu Loya, Tahamba, Sadila, Jal, Patrarika, Sarva, Samad, Sanamaya Koila Gopinath Prabhu Loya Tahan Masadila Jal Jal Patro Patradika Sarva Samadhana Koila. As Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his residential quarters and showed him where to find water, tubs, and water pots. Indeed, he arranged everything. Ardeen Gopinath Prabhu Stanagiya Shayotana Darshana Koraila Loya. The next day, Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see the early rising of Lord Jagannath. Mukunda Datta Loya Aila Sarvabhauma Stane Sarvabhauma Kichutare Bolila Vachane. Gopinathacharya then took Mukunda Datta with him and went to Sarvabhauma's house. When they arrived, Sarvabhauma addressed Mukunda Datta as follows. Prakrite Vinita Sanyasi Dekite Sundar Amara Bahu Priti Bare Ihara Upar. The sannyasi is very meek and humble by nature, and his person is very beautiful to see. Consequently, my affection for him increases. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considers Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a very humble and meek person, because although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, he still retained his brahmachari name. The Lord took sannyas from Keshavarati in the Bharati Sampradaya, in which the brahmacharis, the assistants of the sannyasis, are named Chaitanya. Even after accepting sannyas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu retained the name Chaitanya, meaning a humble servant of a sannyasi. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya appreciated this very much. Kim Sampradaye Sannyas Koryachena Grahana Kibanama Uhare Shinite Nama Vishva Kon Sampradaya Sannyas Koryachena Grahan Kibam Nama Ihar Shunite Hoiman. From which sampradaya has he accepted the sannyas order, and what is his name? Gopinath Kohinama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Guru Ihara Keshava Bharati Mahadanya. Gopinathacharya replied, the Lord's name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and his sannyas preceptor is the greatly fortunate Keshav Bharati. Sarvabhauma Kohe Ihar Namas Sarvatam Bharati Sampradaya Iho Kahiman. Sarvabhauma Kohe Ihara Nama Sarvatam Bharati Sampradaya Iho Hoyana Madhyan. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to the Bharati Sampradaya, therefore he is a second-class sannyasi. Gopinath Kohe Ihara Nahi Bayapeka Ateva Bandha Sampradaya Nahika Apeka. Gopinathacharya replied, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on any external formality. There is no need for him to accept the sannyas order from a superior sampradaya. Bhattacharya Kohi Ihara Prodajavan Kanate Sanyas Dharma Hoiba hoibe rakan, Bhattacharya kohe, ihara proda javan, kemate sanyas dharma, hoibe rakan. The Bhattacharya inquired, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his full-fledged youthful life. How can he keep the principles of sannyas? Nirantara ihake vedanta shunaiba vairagya vairagya dvaita marge pravesha karaiba nirantara. Bhattacharya inquired, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his full-fledged youthful life. How can he keep the principle of sannyas? Bhattacharya koe ihara proda javan, kemote sannyasi dharma, hoibe rakan, nirantara ihake vedanta shunaiba, vairagya advaita mage, pravesha koraiba. I shall continually recite Vedanta philosophy. I shall continuously recite Vedanta philosophy before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that he may remain fixed in his renunciation and thus enter upon the path of monism. Kahanchari punarapi jogapatadiya samskara koriyen nutam samprade upay kahena jari punarapi jogapatadiya samskara koriye utama sampradaye aniya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then suggested, if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like, I could bring him into a first-class sampradaya by offering him saffron cloth and performing the reformatory process again. Shuni Gopinatha Mukunda Duhe Duke Hoila Gopinathacharya Kichu Kohite Lagila. Gopinathacharya and Mukunda Datta became very unhappy when they heard this. Gopinathacharya therefore addressed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya as follows. Bhattacharya tumiha najana mahima bhagavata lakanera ihate sima. My dear Bhattacharya, you do not know the greatness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are found in him to the highest degree. Tahate vikyate ho Parama Ishwar Agyastane Kichunahe Vigyara Gochar. Gopinathacharya continued, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is celebrated as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, those who are ignorant in this connection find the conclusion of knowledgeable men very difficult to understand. Sishyagana kohe Ishvara keho kon brahmane Acharya kohe vigyamata Ishvara lakane. The disciples of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya retaliated. By what evidence do you conclude that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord? Gopinathacharya replied, the statements of authorized acharyas who understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are proof. Sishikoe Ishvara Tattva Sadi Anumane Acharya Kohe Anumane Nai Ishvara Darshane. Sishyagana ko he Ishvara ke ho kum pramane. Acharya ko he Vigyamata Ishvara Lakane. Okay, Gopinath Acharya continued, Lord Chaitanya is celebrated as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are ignorant in this connection find the conclusion of knowledgeable men very difficult to understand. The disciples of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya retaliated. By what evidence do you conclude that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord? Gopinath Acharya replied, the statements of authorized acharyas who understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are proof. Sishyako Ishvara Tattva Sade Anumane Acharya Kohe Anumane Nahi Ishvara Gyane. The disciples of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, we derive knowledge of the absolute truth by logical hypothesis. Gopinath Acharya replied, one cannot attain real knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by such logical hypothesis and argument. So I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue. Okay. Now sing Hari Haraye. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Maranaman Giridhari Gopinatha Maranaman Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Garadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktivedanta Garadhara Shiva Sari Gora Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jahoite Vijnana Shabishta Puran Jahoite Vijnana Shabishta Puran Echai Gosai Jar Mui Charadas Echai Gosai Jar Mui Charadas Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Tasabar Pada Renu Mora Panchagras Tade Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Tade Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame More Abhilas Janame Janame More Abhilas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Echai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriyan Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gora Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Tilak Niri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sat Shila Nanda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Sigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ramayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Sevashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shishi Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Dham Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari